So I've been reflecting on the energies of what we're in right now and how that may relate to your life. And the theme that seemed to be coming up really quite strongly is compassion and forgiveness, actually. With the new moon that we're in at this moment in time, it is a really inward time, so you may have felt a little bit more inward and perhaps even a little emotional. So there may have been some emotions that have actually surfaced. If you've been still enough to actually hear them. There's some unresolved issues within the psyche that are coming up to be released right now. And it's interesting, isn't it? You know, I was looking at, myself and my own journey, and I'm thinking, I don't feel emotional at all. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just, there's nothing there. And I thought, I'm just going to sit in meditation. And my meditation was in gratitude. I was giving thanks. And at that time, there was a tremendous amount of gratitude that I had. Like, I could really see clearly, an issue in the past, the gift that had actually given me. And that actually brought tears to my eyes. It really opened my heart. I really felt this tremendous amount of love and compassion for the suffering of that person, and obviously the suffering that I'd held within, but I hadn't realised that I was even holding anything there in my heart until I sat deep in my heart in gratitude. And it's amazing how emotions can just pop up, like from nowhere. You're just going along in your day, everything's good, life is fantastic. And then there may be this quiet time where there's been something that you've been just ignoring because you just haven't had time. And that's life, isn't it? You know, life is busy, life is moving really fast, and life's actually really exciting at the moment. Because our dreams, our purpose, like we're aligning more and more with that energy within ourselves. But in order to do that, we need to have a really deep connection to our own relationship with love for ourselves. Like really being nice to yourself, kind. And if you have a look and just take a moment to reflect on your day today or your week, how has your self-talk been? Has it been on the positive side? Or has it been on the negative side? And when you catch yourself, like giving yourself affirmations, and I'm catching myself doing that now, it's really cool. Like, oh, well done, Heather. I'm really like going, oh, wow. Party for one. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you right now. Look what you've accomplished and achieved. But the more you get into that, just that recognition, and I don't do it without thinking. I just, just a thought, it just pops up. It's like, wow, yeah, look what you've accomplished that day or that hour or that week or over the last however many years you've been alive. Look how far you've come. Turning that leaf, that chapter tomorrow, reflecting on all of the good times and the bad times as learning. And that's actually where we're at now. We're in the energy of Pisces. Beautiful Pisces, beautiful watery Pisces. Such a gentle, soft energy. It's all about emotion. And it's also the last zodiac sign in the sun signs. So we're coming to a completion also of our learnings over the last year, of this last cycle. And that's what this moon is all about. It's bringing that, the cycle of the last year. If you think back to the beginning of last year and what was happening for you there, and how you've grown and learnt and evolved over this last year, and come to a new place within yourself, a deeper understanding of your heart, your emotions, what you don't need in your life anymore, what you're ready to embrace in your life now. And as we go in, anything that's left in there emotionally from the past will come up to be acknowledged. It'll come up to be acknowledged and forgiven. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others. But everything always comes back to forgiving the self. Because all those people that come into your life to teach us are all reflections of a part of who we are. And while there may have been suffering at times within different relationships, they've just been there reflecting you. Always reflecting you. Parts you've integrated, parts you haven't integrated, you're still learning about. But they're all a part of you. And it's so easy, isn't it, to get caught up in the fight, in the conflict, trying to fix a relationship between a partner or a child or a friend or the grocery person, the neighbour, whatever. And I'm inviting you this evening to have a look at any unresolved conflict that you may have within yourself. To actually bring yourself forward and forgive that part of you. Because we all have internal conflicts that come up. And sometimes we don't even realise because we're in our everyday thinking. But that's what's changing now. We're changing our everyday thinking. We're changing our patterns. We're becoming the observer. We're becoming more enlightened to what really true love is. And true love is being able to stand in front of someone you have conflict with and have this love and see their pain and their suffering and hold space for them. It takes a great heart and an expanded heart to be able to do that. Because it doesn't matter what they say or do to you. If it's bad, they're in a tremendous amount of pain. And it doesn't mean to say that you accept that, but what you do is you hold that space. You acknowledge that they must be in pain and that you love them. And if you need to remove yourself, you remove yourself. But you stand in your truth, in your love. Because we're all changing, we're all evolving, we're all coming more into our authentic selves. And when that happens, sometimes we can move away or change the way we behave with our loved ones. And if they take that personally or they don't understand, they might project something towards you. But if you can hold that space of love, that will not only help you, but it's really going to help that person while they're really struggling. And we are all in this together. Like, we are all family. We're not separate. We're all where we are on the path. And as we learn and we grow spiritually, when we acknowledge the emotions that surface, and when we can have compassion and grant ourselves the grace of space to really acknowledge that and give what it is you need to yourself to feel loved, we evolve as a human race. When you're taking care of and being kind to yourself. Because when you start doing that, it's automatic. That frequency of self-love and that light it emanates from your frequency. It gives other people permission to be themselves, to go in the directions they need to go, to explore and learn whatever it is they're learning on their soul evolution. It's unconditional love. We can't have that unconditional love for people to be exactly where they're at and hold that space of love and compassion if we're not doing that for ourselves. Think about all the times, the struggles and the pain that you've been through in your life. Would you say that it's brought you a greater sense of compassion or understanding? It kind of puts everyone on the same level, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Like when you acknowledge your heart, you acknowledge the heart of all, of the one. And it's like everything else, like that struggle just falls away when you're kind to yourself and you do what it is that you need to do. Give yourselves permission to really be nice to yourselves. Be kind, be compassionate. You are the microcosm in the macrocosm. So everything you say and do internally within your minds, the way you treat yourselves, the way you respect who you are in your life, is exactly the way you love and respect others. So in order to release the judgment or the blame or the shaming or the criticism, we need to actually forgive ourselves for holding those judgments and criticisms and blaming and shaming of who we are. We are all learning. Take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on each other. And all of a sudden we have this beautiful, loving kindness. We have harmony in communities. We have harmony in the home. So you're being invited now to really journey deeper into that kindness and compassion for you. To activate that space within your heart, to be there for the kids inside. And I'm going to invite you also this evening to meet your inner child. And ask them what they'd like to experience now. When you have a really good relationship with your inner child, you're exactly where you need to be in life for things to fall into place. When you are living your inner child's dreams, everything will line up for you. Because when you're living your inner child's dreams, you're living your higher self. You are living your higher self when you're living your inner child's dreams. It's exciting, isn't it? And when you start to live that inner child, it's like everything is there for you. That's how, we talk about manifesting and, creating in the world. And in the past, it's all been, from here in the mind. To truly create and manifest and have it sustain, you need to live your inner child's dreams. You need to set them free to play and dance wherever they want to dance, wherever they want to play. And do you know what? You don't even have to worry about the money because it comes. When you are trusting and you are in good relationship with your inner child, it comes. And I live that. Everything I need to create out in the world, which adds to the mass consciousness, which gives back, manifests. We're designed that way. We're innately designed to be supported. Living our dreams. Literally, we are designed that way. And the only thing that stops the fullness of that is actually the doubt. Or, the old condition, maybe the mother or the father in your head telling you can't do that, or that's not the way. Who's ever caught their mum or dad in their head, or saying it to your children or someone else. It's like, goodness, I sound just like my mum or my dad. So how about sounding like your inner child? How would your inner child sound? How would she play? What would she do if money wasn't an issue? And that's the way you live your life. Complete surrender, jumping off the cliff. You'll love it. You will. It's freedom. You've got to trust. You've got to trust in that inner child within you. You've got to trust that you are the creator. You've got to trust in your connection. You've got to trust in that journey, in that spiritual journey. And you've got to be kind to yourself. You've got to love yourself like there's no tomorrow. You know, wouldn't it be a shame, you know, if you passed over and you spent all your life giving yourself a hard time, telling yourself, you know, working for whatever you think is going to bring you happiness when you could just be happy now, you know? I think what a waste of time. You can choose to be happy now. You don't have to wait for the universe to give you anything. You are the universe. And you have a choice. You know how many times I say, oh, well, you know, if the universe wants me to have it, you know, giving their power away to something that they actually are. And the universe says, oh, you can have whatever you like. Whatever you like. It's yours. You got to believe it. You got to make the choices and you got to show up for yourself. Commit to your dreams. You have a divine plan, but you're the one that's got to choose what you want on that divine plan. If I'm wanting to experience something, which I know is my heart's calling, it's like, okay, my heart's wanting to experience this. For me, it's not about like, you know, how working out how I'm going to do it. For me, it's like, oh, I wonder how that's going to happen. Like, because it's like, oh, wow, that's what I'm wanting to experience now. I wonder how that's going to be possible, because at the moment, your logistics might not be saying it's possible, but your heart's saying it's possible. Otherwise, you wouldn't be feeling it. So if your heart's saying that's possible, and you trust and you follow step by step in the present moment, it's like all of a sudden it just comes. Left field. It's like, wow, I had no idea. And it's a surprise. Sometimes you think, oh, I didn't realize I could have that now. It just shows up. It shows up if you're being kind to yourself, if you're loving yourself, if you're staying true to your connection and listening to what it is your heart's needing to experience to reach its full potential. You can trust in you. You're a powerful being. Everybody has that in them. And if you're willing to meet more of that and let more of that out, let's journey into that tonight with your sound healing.